Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to you. With my apologies to those who are very particular about SOPs, I have to take off my mask to speak comfortably. I would like to wish a good morning and a good day to our foreign participants who are joining us virtually from various time zones. I welcome all the ambassadors and other diplomats posted here in Islamabad who have taken out the time to join us in this conference. It is a matter of great privilege and pleasure for me to welcome you all to this international conference on strategic stability and nuclear security, global and regional perspectives. Organized by our think tank, the Center for International Strategic Studies, which was established in 2010 in Islamabad as an independent think tank for fostering a better understanding of Pakistan's foreign and security policies and its role as a responsible member of the international community, and to come and to counter the perception of Pakistan as perceived negatively by many in the world at large. CIS aims at achieving the avowed objectives through promoting a healthy debate on international strategic issues by regularly organizing informed discussions through conferences, workshops, lecture series, round-table discussions and outreach activities. Though the center focuses on a variety of strategic issues, it specializes in nuclear policy-related subjects. In the pursuit of our objectives, we have also established international partnerships with prestigious think tanks abroad for outreach and interaction. A word about this conference. Earlier, it was conceived as a joint project with our partners, the IISS in London, but it had to be cancelled due to the COVID-19 situation in Europe. We are holding it here now as a CISS event with the participation of friends from IISS as well as elsewhere. In organizing this conference, we have had to resort to including our speakers from abroad for making their presentations online and do a virtual participation in the conference because of the COVID situation. In organizing this conference, we have had the help and assistance of the Arms Control and Disarmament Affairs of the Strategic Plans Division of the National Command Authority. And we have also had the able guidance of General Khalid Khidwai, who has been helping us all along in the organizing of this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, the international environment for strategic stability and nuclear security is fast changing. This requires a fresh look at the dynamics and implications of an increasingly fluid and unstable global strategic outlook and identify the overlapping international and regional linkages to better understand these trends. Nuclear weapons have again regained prominence as all the major nuclear weapon states are believed to be upgrading and adding to their respective nuclear arsenals. The signing of the Australia-UK-US agreement itself is an unprecedented development with potentially far-reaching consequences for the Asia-Pacific region and the non-proliferation regime, which was already under stress due to the NSG waiver granted to India in 2008 and the resultant vertical proliferation on the subcontinent. These developments are supplemented by large-scale modernization in conventional military forces in South Asia, the Asia-Pacific, and Europe, coupled with the development and introduction of an entirely new class of non-nuclear strategic systems, such as hypersonic missiles, directed energy weapons, and anti-satellite tests with artificial intelligence, cyber technology, and the fourth industrial revolution looming on the horizon. While this can be termed as the latest manifestation of the revolution in military affairs, it will qualitatively transform modern warfare and reshape the outcome of crises and future conflicts in troubled hotspots. Other prominent regional developments include the strengthening of the Quad with regular military exercises, the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan, the India-China standoff along the line of actual control, and the resurgence of Russia and China as key players in an increasingly multipolar international system. In this backdrop, we hope to have fruitful but focused discussions on the three key areas that have been identified by my colleague just now. The first session aims to explore the leading systemic and regional level challenges to strategic stability and the possible measures that nuclear weapon states can take to strengthen strategic stability and help reduce nuclear risks. The second session looks at some of the key challenges impacting peace and stability in South Asia and impact of U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan on regional security in the long run, the potential role for Russia and China in fostering stability in our region, and the geopolitical implications of the U.S.-China relationship in South Asia. Session 3 is dedicated to identifying the degree to which existing international practices, norms, and institutions are considered sufficiently effective to ensure the security of nuclear and radiological material. It will also analyze the evolving challenges for nuclear security at the global and regional levels, in addition to identifying possible measures and national arrangements and institutions required to deal with the emerging challenges to nuclear security.